Hello everybody and welcome to this week's community question. My name is Alex, and I'm hoping you all are enjoying the latest games of 2018. While God of War, Yakuza 6, and a whole bunch of games might not be coming out for a while, I think it's time to dust off those games in the backlog and finish them once and for all. Me? I'm kinda stuck with Overwatch and Monster Hunter World for the time being. Before we ask the community question this week, we'll need to read and reply to all your answers from last week's question today. For the people who missed it, last week's question was, what Final Fantasy class or job best describes you? There's a ton of jobby answers out there, from chemist to machinist to botanist to swashbuckler. Wait, is that even a real job? No matter. Let's check out your replies. BioPhoenix writes, I think a red mage would suit me. I like using many different styles, whether it be melee, magic, or both black and white. Also, the fact that red mages are a jack of all trades and master of none kinda makes sense since I know for a fact that I am no master at anything, but I do like a huge variety. I love red mages. It's one of my favorite jobs in Final Fantasy history, and their versatility is impressive. I can see that you describe them as kind of a handyman, but I find them to be great fencers in Final Fantasy XIV. Just in case you're wondering, one of my first parties in Final Fantasy was Fighter, Red Mage, White Mage, and Black Mage. Black Metal Gamer writes, Heavy Armored Knight, because I'd love to murder and slay my foes with a great sword or battle axe. Then, afterwards, stay at the Inn Tavern and talk all about it, laughing out loud while drinking mead. As a full-on metalhead, this suits my personality oh so well. Metal, armor, hidden combat. I mentioned to Black Metal Gamer that I love Dark Knights in Final Fantasy, though I should add that Cecil from Final Fantasy IV didn't actually endear me to the job. Rather, Final Fantasy XI did. I loved that these Dark Knights were not only able to use great swords but scythes as well. Though, the fact that they use their health to augment their damage output almost leads me to believe that they're more emo than metal. You're making me think here, BMG. Brax writes, Time Mage, because haste. Preferably Hastka. Haste was awesome in my favorite Final Fantasy, which is 10, and I spammed haste and Bacchus' wine on Bosch to berserk/haste him in Final Fantasy 12. Also, Time Mages sometimes get access to white magic like Reflect and Shell, so I have to go Time Mage. I think it's safe to say that time is also an enemy for all of us. We want more time to play video games, more time to make YouTube videos, and probably more time to relax in general. I think in all our minds, we all try to cast haste while at work so we can get past some of the more boring minutiae of the day. Though, if you love your work, maybe you're casting slow instead? On a different take, I love haste. It's a spell that I use all the time ever since I abused it in Final Fantasy VI. It's my go-to spell whenever I can cast it. Super Nintendudes writes, I'd probably pick Alchemist. I love chemistry overall, and the idea of mixing chemicals and ingredients to come up with medicines or poisons would be a ton of fun, and very useful in a wide variety of ways. This is probably the closest answer I've ever read to someone saying that they like the actual activity and how closely it resembles reality. Though, alchemy isn't necessarily real. Or is it? Still, I have a friend who I joked should have picked chemist, as he is a real chemist in real life. He totally shot my idea down. That said, you wield an enormous amount of scientific power with just the tubes you mix. Great pick. Boofudine writes, I'd probably either be a scholar or bard due to how much I try to avoid being in the spotlight in most situations. I'm better off when I can supplement a team and either encourage them or provide valuable information on the challenges at hand. I've already mentioned this in last week's video, but I feel what Boofudine feels about support. The unsung heroes of battle who'd rather stay in the background while others take the credit, we help the team the most in times of need, but shy away from potentially accepting awards or acclaim. It's a humble existence, but it's what we do. Bards can attract a lot of attention though, especially this one wandering minstrel I know of in Final Fantasy XIV. Terry309 writes, Necromancer. I find that mages are too goody two-shoes for my liking. I, on the other hand, am more rebellious and would rather use forbidden magic to raise undead minions to fight for me while I sit back and watch because I'm too lazy to swing a sword. Of course, I'd be hurling some nasty spells at enemies when I can be bothered to actually do anything, but until then, I'll just help myself to some tea and crumpets for a few minutes while my skeletons mutilate the enemy. In an up-close and personal situation, I'd probably be cut in half. But you'll have to pass through my skeleton army first. I love this idea of building a practical wall of skeletons in place of engaging the enemy beforehand. It shows strategic thinking and a practicality that most jobs don't have. Why do the work yourself when you can enable something else to do it in your stead? It might take more time since they deal 1 damage with each swing, but hey, free help is free help. Though I do want to ask whether or not you need to have a pool of corpses to start an army. I mean, I guess you can build your castle on top of a grave site. On second thought, I might be overthinking this too much. And that's all the answers we managed to get in this video. Remember, if you want to make sure that your answer appears on next week's community question, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon so you won't miss the release of the latest episode, and post a comment with your answer right away. Also, if you got the time, check out the channels of everyone who's replied. You'll never know if they're a YouTuber or not. With the impending release of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Injustice 2 looming on the horizon, I couldn't help but think about the dev team's statement about how the pizza they rendered in the game was quote-unquote the best pizza they've ever seen rendered in a video game. What with all this talk about food, it also made me think of the games that rendered food really well. From the recently released Monster Hunter World to the food you find in Kamurocho and Yakuza, to even the fictional world of Eos in Final Fantasy XV, there's certainly a wide array of fine foods that video games have rendered over the past couple of years. So, this kinda got me thinking. What video game dish would you like to try in real life? I'm talking specifics here, so while Ignis makes a ton of different dishes, I'm asking for just one. And by the way, a quote-unquote plate of Monster Hunter World food, regardless of how many or how incorrect the representation is, they count as one whole. While you simmer on what dish you're going to be declaring as something you'd like to sink your teeth into, let me tell you mine. I'm not a curry guy. Heck, I can't even stand spicy food. But I've been curious how well LeBlanc's coffee would pair with curry. Granted, this isn't quote-unquote exclusive to the world of the game, but it's made me curious all the same. Could the pairing work? Would mild curry actually match the flavor and richness of coffee, seeing as how I'm both not a spicy curry guy, nor a coffee guy in general? Who's to say? That's why I picked LeBlanc's curry and coffee pairing from Persona 5. What's your pick? Post your reply in the comments below or send me a video response. Just remember to message me and let me know where I can find it. Don't forget to click subscribe along with the bell icon as well. Thanks for watching, and I'm looking forward to reading and watching your replies.